Okay, so
Go ahead. Do you
would you
have?
like me to start?
Yes, please go
Okay,
right ahead.
okay, so I'm going to share my screen. There we go. Just saying. So good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for inviting me to Kidsland Secondary Next Steps presentation. My name is Maria. I'm a student recruitment coordinator at Kwantlen Polytechnic University, KPU. So thank you again for the opportunity to give it to me to introduce KPU and provide you with valuable information to help you make an informed decision about studying at KPU. First, before I start, I would like to acknowledge that Kwantlen Polytechnic University 5 campuses are situated in a region that overlaps with traditional and ancestral lands of the Coast Salish people. We thank them for sharing their land and resources with us in friendship and peace. We honor our name, which the Kwantlen First Nation has graciously shared with us. Kwantlen means tireless runner, and we strive to always be tireless in our pursuit of knowledge and understanding. So where is KPU? As you see, we have 5 campuses with easy access. Surrey, often called the main campus. Richmond is home to the prestigious Wilson School of Design. KPU Tech in Cloverdale, dedicated to trades. Langley campus houses our health program, and KPU Civic Plaza, our newest space in Surrey Center. And easy access with the public transportation or the intercampus shuttle between KPU Surrey, Cloverdale, and Langley. So we're Canada only Polytechnic University. Our Polytechnic approach means that we combine academic excellence with hands-on applied learning. KPU offers programs blending academic, vocational, and technical courses. So KPU provides a state-of-art facilities. Indeed, KPU is a modern university. The Wilson School of Design was just built or opened in 2018, and is a new facility, includes innovative teaching studios, labs, gallery spaces, housing advanced technologies such laser cutters, 3D printers, and ultrasonic welders, for instance. And KPU has also, as you see, comfortable spaces to gather and to study. So we have 7 faculties with more than 140 programs. And just a quickly overview over them. So when a student comes to KPU, one of the main requirements we have is English 12C+, and sometimes the students need to upgrade their English. So academic and career preparation will help the students to achieve that. And then Faculty of Arts that houses more than 20 courses and programs. So if a student is interested to become a teacher, counselor, social work, or psychology, for instance, they will look into our Faculty of Arts. So we have more than, as I said, 20 courses, among others, political science, journalism, fine arts, criminology, and counsel tend to be the most popular at the moment. The School of Business. KPU School of Business give you practical know-how and professional connections you need to make it happen. KPU is on a Western Canada largest undergraduate business school with 22 programs. Also, KPU is only one of a few in British Columbia evaluated globally by the prestigious Accreditation Council for Business Schools and Programs, they call ACBSP. And as you know, ACBSP is an indicator of the quality of the programs, and a lot of the employers, they actually hire considering what type of accreditation a school has. In this case, we do carry on the certification from the school, Council of Business Schools and Programs. So let's look into our KPU School of Design. The School of Design faculty are accomplished designers themselves, and they bring in a range of field of experience, for instance, in graphic design, fashioning, technical apparel, product design, and much more. I'll also like to point out that in 2019, the Wilson School of Design was named Best Overall Fashion School in Canada. So that's, give us also great prestige just to mention that. Um, our Faculty of Health, high demand programs in Faculty of Health, as you know, prepares you for a career in health and wellness sector, such as healthcare assistant, nursing. In this case, GPA is matters for KPU. So if any student wants to go into our nursing program, they is high competitive and they require a quite high GPA on that one. Science and horticulture, they deliver in a theory plus applied learning approach, traditional and learning on new technology. So if a student wants to look into biology, chemistry, environment protections, then science and horticulture is a place to be. At our Technic campus in Cloverdale, we can start your future in skilled trades ranging from a few weeks to several months. Our industry-based programs will prepare students for positions such as electrician, welders, carpenters, automotive service, and into mechatronics technology that this year is being really in high demand by some reason. So you're Canada's only Polytechnic University. As a Polytechnic University, we pride ourselves in providing students with practical experience. The aim is to get the student job ready so that they can take those skills into a workplace and day-to-day life. So offer dozens of our programs with multiple opportunities to have experiential learning, such as the practicums, applied research, field schools, and on-campus studies and labs. We also have the co-op. And as you know, co-op is opportunity to students to earn, they get paid work experience, and at the same time they get credits while they still study at KPU. So they learn and they get paid for it. So it's a great opportunity. A lot of our co-ops, they are into the fields, such for instance, accounting, where high demand of our students from KPU students have a high demand to have fill-amping those co-ops positions. And a lot of them get hired by those employers. So it's a good opportunity to start their careers. So another important thing is our instructors. So our instructors, many instructors are currently practicing in their field of expertise while also teaching. So they have great connections and suggestions on how to succeed. So a lot of them, for instance, our legal administration program, they have lawyers teaching that. So it's important to have somebody that not only is instructor, but also is up to date at what is their current field of teaching. So another important feature at KPU is our class size. We have the maximum students in the class is 35 students. That was as prior COVID. Some of them, majority of them goes actually between 17 to 20 students is how many students we have per classroom. So usually that's average is a very small class size. And this allows for a lot of collaboration with peers and with instructors. So what can you graduate with at KPU? Basically, you can graduate from a citation into a bachelor's degree. So 15 credits into 120 credits. That is how many different certifications that a student can achieve at KPU. Important always is talking about numbers. So at KPU, the student pay per credit. Usually our programs or courses, they are 3 credits. So if a student takes only one course, that is give you the more or less idea how much they'll be charging you. Again, part-time studies, if a student just want to take 1 or 2 classes, then it's a 3,900. And that's the start cost based on a 6 credits per semester if they take all year. So we have 3 semesters. So during a year or the 3 semesters, they'll cost in part-time studies 3,900, full-time 5,900. Another one is the program is the trades one that is slightly different the way they calculate their tuitions. But these give you the breakdown how much will cost. So if 15 credits will be at $2,000, but if a student wants to take one course or 1 credit, we don't have 1 credit, but if they want to, then also that will be possible. So this gives, as I say, overall the information, how much that will cost you at KPU taking any certification. Also, if you go into kpu.ca tuition estimator, it's a great opportunity to give you detailed calculations of what we like to achieve or in taking which course you like to take. So ways to save at KPU, we have a new program that is actually, KPU offers the first zero textbook costs program in Canada that give access to open education resources. So the student, they don't need to buy the textbooks. They actually can go into libraries and online, and they're able to access any documentation or textbook they need to use. So we actually offer 7 different gradations where they don't need to buy a single book if they don't want to. That, of course, bring a lot of savings into KPU's budgets, for student budget, I guess. Another thing that we always encourage the students is to apply for the scholarships. Every year we have $2 million in scholarships awards. And notice not only according to the GPA, it's also according to their leadership. It's according to how they are supporting their community in some way, in some shape. So they can do that when applying to KPU, and before even they enroll in classes, there's one single application. And when it will say, please do apply for all of them, because it's not about just grades. It's also depending of their service and their volunteer hours. So there is more into that goes into apply to our scholarship than just great grades. And actually, this is my colleague, Hannah. I work with her, and she won in 2014 her scholarship. So that's the proof that somebody got it, and she works with me. So she's amazing. So everybody can get it. So let's talk about entrance requirements. So when we're talking about KPU, there are what you call open intake programs and the limited intake programs. I'll talk a little bit later on. But the basic what the student has to have in order to attend class at KPU is BC English Studies 12C+, that is 67%, or English First Nations, or literacy studies. So this is our requirement, plus others if they go into what you call limited intake programs. But let's talk about open intake. So open intake programs, our minimum requirement BLS 12, English Studies 12C+. When a student does not have that English 12C+, then the student will be through what we call the pathways. The pathways is opportunity students to upgrade their studies, especially the English, and depending where they land in that pathway, sometimes they're able to take already a course within their program of choice. So for instance, if a student wants to take criminology, but they were not able to achieve that English Studies 12C plus 67%, they still be admitted, but before they full engage into their courses, they'll go through English upgrading process until they achieve the English English level they need to pursue their studies. So these are the main requirements for all our courses at KPU. So limited intake. So limited intake for programs that they will start, for instance, in September, and they'll finish then in May. They usually require additional documentation, or they have additional requirements. For instance, in design, they require a portfolio beside their English and interviews. So there is, if a student wants to go into what you call limited intake program, they will be careful looking what other requirements beside English 12C plus is needed. So again, another difference between the open intake and limited intake programs is the fact that the open intake programs, they take place during our 3 semesters. So we have 3 semesters. Starting September to December is our fall semester. January to April is consider our spring semester, and our summer, May to August. So as you know, we don't believe in winter, so we just got those 3. So important to notice here is the fact that if a student wants to go into limited intake program, the deadline to apply will be March 1st. So the deadlines are very important. If a student wants, for instance, in going to school into design, so that will be an important date to remember, March 1st. If a student wants to go to criminology or to accounting, then is an open intake program, and their deadline application is August 1st. So that's important dates to remember. Another important thing that we have at KPU is concurrent studies. So these allow students to get ahead. So how that it takes place is if a student feels that, he can finish his high school, but at the same time start already at university level with a conversation between themselves, their counselors, and their principals, they're able to attend KPU, and they can do 1 or 2 courses depending what they like to do. So this meaning that they can study or finish their high school and at the same time attending class at the KPU, and that going to towards their credits. So that is kind of head start at the university level. So once again, this gives you an idea of how it looks like our schedules. So we have our classes fall semester, spring semester, summer semester. Important information is the deadlines for limiting takes. There's always, that is a very sensitive time. So if a student wants to take a program that is limiting take, March 1st is the date to remember. If he wants open intake, then he can take it in August 1st, December 1st, or April 1st. So there is more flexibility on open intake programs. Application timeline, I just got it here in the case, why we're taking so long. Why are you asking students to apply in October 1st? Because there is a huge process. So I thought that was interesting to have here. So when a student submit their application online in October 1st, for instance, for the next year. So this was, for instance, if a student is ready to apply for 2022, September of 2022, the process will start in October the 2021. So October 1st will be applications open, and then this what will happen during a year until they're ready to start their classes. So October 1st, then January open intake conditional offer. So the offer is going out in January. Then there is a process of receiving back the information from a student. They can start to look into taking their courses in May. So we say, check your academic advisor to make sure that you're taking the courses you want to, you're in a place that you want to be, and then the rest of the process, you're ready to, they posted their timetables, so you're able to register for courses, and then you're ready to go in September. So it's a 1-year process. It looks like, why can I wait for the year before, just a month before? Some students, especially newcomers, they tend to register, for instance, by end of July, and then it's too late because our deadlines are closed. We also give priority for students at high school, as you know. So we give them priority to enroll in the classes first and second term. We give them to high school students. So how to apply to KPU then is super easy. So the students will submit their application, they will going to receive information from KPU, from admissions. Will give them a number and also an email at KPU, so they should check regularly to make sure all the documentation needed, especially the online self-service. Then when all the documentation is submitted, admissions goes through it, they'll give an offer to the student, and after the offer is accepted, registration is a deposit is expected to be paid, and then students is able to register for classes and start their orientation. So this is more or less the process at KPU, how to become a student. And basically, this is KPU. So I appreciated you taking the time to look into the presentation, and I'm very glad to take any questions. Anything you'd like to know more in detail?